All right, jumping into the next game, maybe. Or, oh, they have the wrong screen. Come on, guys. Get your stuff together, yo. There it is. Yeah, hashtag production value. All right, we're going into set 3. Soulkey is en route to get that all kill. On the right side, in the teal, it is going to be Soulkey, and on the left side, sending out a very early probe is going to be Shuttle. So looks like we're actually going to be seeing a proxy gateway. Pretty sure that's what we're going to be seeing. Sorry, eye water. We're never going to call him eye water. I don't. Maybe it sounds like really cool in Korean. It's like eye wata, but like it's not good in English. Eye water is just like, what do you mean eye water? Like stuff is coming out of your face? Like what? But we're going to be seeing this proxy gateway going up. This is... I love it. Cheese the cheeser, man. Last probably messaged after that game. He's like, that guy just cheesed me. Cheese him back. I don't like him. We are going to be seeing the hatch first go down, and we're going to see basically last game, but wait. What? What? Are you kidding me? Is he gonna scout this? Is he gonna scout that? What the fuck? What the hell? What is... He can't even believe it. He's got his hand over his mouth. You guys can't see it because my face is in the way, but... Report Soulkey for map hacking. What the hell, guys? So Shuttle's gonna have to transition into a bit of a normal build, but it's kind of rough with this opening. He's gonna have to go for some sort of one base play. You can see he's shaking his head. He knows this is like basically over. Soulkey plays perfectly. It's gonna be so hard for if Shuttle plays perfectly, then no, if Soulkey plays perfectly, it's going to be impossible for Shuttle to actually take a natural and actually get up to 3 bases at a reasonable time. So this is just a huge win for Soulkey so far. I cannot believe that he actually did that. That was insane. But he's gotten that out immediately. And going for the gas immediately makes a lot of sense. We're so used to seeing 3 hatches coming out from Zerg players because we're used to seeing a pretty standard opening, but this is actually very brilliant to go ahead and go for that early. The probe goes down, and it's just this one zealot. Try to be annoying. It is going to get behind the mineral line, so that's a nice little win for Shuttle at this point in time, but he's in pretty dire straits. These ults are just going to try to harass and buy as much time as possible, but eventually Soulkey is going to be able to get enough Zerglings out to actually kill off that pylon and slow down any sort of harassment. I still can't get over that scout. Like, oh my god. Lots of leans out right now. They're going to be able to kill off that pylon finally, and all the zealots cleaned up. Meanwhile, back in Shuttle's base, he's just trying to get basic stuff up. He's actually going to have to make 3 zealots to start to wall off his ramp, and that's honestly a really horrible position to be in. He doesn't even have a gas. He doesn't even have a cyber core at this point. This is pretty brutal. He is going to be taking the backdoor expansion, which is a nice feature of this map. I take it back earlier when I said that you can't take a natural. I forgot about the backdoor expansion. So Shuttle is going to be able to take that backdoor expansion, which is nice for now, but there's still definitely the chance that Soulkey can just bust up this ramp with a lot of lings, especially since there's absolutely no tech out right now for Shuttle. He's just relying on 3 zealots to block the ramp. If any one of those zealots falls, then the game is just straight up over. Excuse me. The random neutral egg is on this map. I believe it's just wide enough so that you can wall off the natural with pylon gate forge. So Looks like Soulkey's actually going to be taking the macro route. He's taken his third base at the backdoor area. And he's just going to be taking up to lair behind this. Really cute going for that gas steal, actually. So that has actually put Shuttle back even further. He has no gas. His tech is going to be heavily delayed. And it's a really bad... What was that? What the heck did Brittany just do? You guys didn't see it because my face is over it, but like Brittany started making a whole bunch of noise and just a hand comes over and smacks him in the face. It was pretty interesting. Pretty surprisingly good probe saturation here. Considering all the events that have transpired, but without any pressure on Soulkey, it's going to allow him to drone up really heavily and get 3 bases really fast. And we'll see if he just goes straight into the Hydra-less pressure. Hydra-less pressure to me makes a lot of sense because you can just contain your opponent on this base forever. With just Hydra Link, you don't even need anything special. But Hydra Link forces your opponent to sit back and just avoid taking this third base for a very long time. Alternatively, he can go for the Mutalist and use the Mutalist to keep his opponent pin backed by harassing these middle lines, doing cool stuff to the main area, since that's has such a large area. It's hard to defend. Sorry, I had to cough. So I would say that Shuttle... I would say that Shuttle is 100% dead, but anytime anyone's ever dead in this game, it means they're actually alive. So apparently he's going to be just fine. Apparently Soulkey's just going to die later on. I don't know. The game is surprisingly is going kind of surprisingly even. But Soulkey has such a huge economic edge that it's going to translate into a much stronger mid to late game. And unless Shuttle manages to get some substantial damage done to the economy or accidentally just kills off an entire army of Soulkey for free, it's going to be difficult for him to actually find a way back into the game. If Soulkey plays perfectly, it's a 100% win for him. Hey, Agidos would Z3 and P10 mean at the top of the screen? That's their positioning. So Z is Zerg, it means Zerg is in the 3 o'clock position, and P it means P10 means Protoss in the 10 o'clock position. Pretty straightforward. That's how they've been doing it ever since Kespa days. Even if you go back and watch old VODs, it shows you. So very easy to understand once you know the tablature. So first couple of Scourge out, just scouting out around Shuttle's base, seeing what's going on. Soulkey is so confident he's even taking a 4th base. And that's exactly what I mean. There's no pressure for the Protoss at all behind this. Soulkey's able to do literally whatever he wants. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he just fast-teched up to Hive on the back of these Mutalists even. So, just trying to build up here. Honestly, not a lot going on. This is like a pretty standard PvZ, except for the Protoss is like way behind. The nice thing about this map, though, is you do get to take the 3rd base without any huge significant risk compared to other maps. Other maps, you usually have to have a good amount of AoE out at this point, as well as plenty of gateway units to actually take a 3rd. But in this particular case, Shuttle's actually going to be able to take it with almost nothing. This is a bit of a risk on his part just because he doesn't know what his opponent has, and he's just got a couple zealots. But, I mean, at this point, he has to take the risk. He has to see if he can get back into the game with this. But tons of Mutalists, tons of Scourge coming across the map. Looks like Soulkey is going to try to pick off as much as he can and just straight up win the game at this point. And there's only a couple of Corsairs. That's all the AA here. But, oh, actually, never mind. An Archon gets in here just in time. And that's going to push that back for now. But if Soulkey plays it smart, he's going to be able to push this Archon back and forth between the natural in between this backdoor base as well. And meanwhile, he's just continuing to zone with the Scourge, and all of the probes are going to die at this base unless he pulls them. Luckily, he does in time. Soulkey not being very committal with this, despite his really strong economy. Soulkey really just wants to keep his opponent pinned back and focus on upgrades, which is a bit surprising to see from him. He definitely has the chance to just straight up kill his opponent, but maybe he doesn't. He's not used to seeing himself in this much of a lead. Not really sure how to deal with it. But the Mutalisks are just going to keep flying around the map, keep patrolling, seeing what's going on. And DT did sneak down here to try to do some damage, but looks like it got cleaned up after only killing one drone, so not super high value from Shuttle. Shuttle's just, he's in a lot of trouble. Another cannon is going to go down, and there is a nice number of these Corsairs right now, but that was a pretty good flank. But all of the Scourge go down there, only killing off, I believe, one Corsair. So very nice for Shuttle at this point in time. He's being able to regain his map control. Soulkey does have quite a few Hydras, though. This may have been a mistake to push in here this aggressively. Normally at this point in the game, your opponent has like maybe a dozen Hydras, but when they have like 2 to 3 dozen plus Mutalisks, then it's not such a great idea to go in there. Are you guys making fun of me for saying people are 100% dead? I don't think that's very nice. I'm crying. Just kidding. Some more coffee to wake me up, because this game is Resident Sleeper. No, this game isn't Resident Sleeper. It's a lot less close, because Soulkey should just be able to annihilate his opponent. And no Storm yet, so we're relying entirely on cannons and this Zealot Archon against this Hydra attack. I don't think these Templar have Storm yet, and here comes the attack. Shuttle's going to try to push it back right now and maybe feign having Storm, but Soulkey's not going to be fooled. He's going to kill off all the Zealots and be able to maybe even pick off this Archon as well. So he's firing it. There goes the Archon, and everything at the front has been deleted. Even these cannons going down. And there's the Storm finally. That was a pretty good Storm. It was definitely not a mini Storm, but it was a pretty good Storm. And the DT's coming out. There's the GG from Shuttle. Trying so hard to come back in that game, but man, Soulkey's scouting that proxy like a boss. Oh my god, what a god.